All right, everyone. Well, today is a red day recap. This was a tough day because basically I started first trade out of the gates, slammed into the red down 2,000 bucks. And it was really hard from that starting point to recover, especially trying to keep my share size moderate, which is what I want to do. I don't want to trade with big size when I'm in the red because that's how you just start to dig deeper and deeper and deeper. So first trade of the day, 5,000 shares. I get in this stock on a nice clean micro pullback, and then it dumps 40 cents. So just instantly flushing down 2,000 bucks. And now I feel like to get back to flat in the day, I need 40 cents with 5,000 shares. You know, that's a nice solid winner. And we didn't have anything that gave me that kind of win. So I'll break down the trades for you here today. The last stock I traded was MLGO. And this one's kind of annoying because I'm actually red on it, in spite of the fact that it's up, well, 32% right now. And that generally I had the right idea, but I just kept getting stopped out on it. So MLGO, I guess we'll go over this one first because, you know, why not? So 9 a.m., you could see it starts to pull away right here. And I actually traded this first move. I was like, here we go. It's starting to pull away. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take it slow and just buy 250 shares. It's an expensive stock with big spreads. But I took a 250 share starter. I added another 250 shares. And then I got almost $1 a share as it squeezed up to 18 bucks. Now, the thing with MLGO that I was looking at was the fact that there was resistance yesterday and the day before around 1759. And so we were kind of trading above that level, then below it, and then back above it right here. And when we got back above it right here, I was like, all right, here we go. This is time to get focused. And I got kind of frustrated because I stopped out for a loss right here. And then I got back in when it came back up and stopped out a second time. And I was like, wow, okay, this is annoying. And then I got back in with small size and it goes, but I'm in with small size. So, you know, and then I ended up giving back some profit on this move right here because I thought we were going to break 25 and pull away. And I lost another 500 bucks on that trade. So in total, this is where I sit on the day right now, down $387. My low was minus 2,000. My peak was plus about 900. And then I went back into the red a second time. After I went back into the red the second time, I did recoup back to green, but I wasn't able to hold on to it and gave up the green on MLGO. MLGO put me back into the green, but also sent me back into the red. This is a tough stock to trade. It's got bigger spreads. It's halted down right now. It doesn't have fresh news. It's a continuation setup. These can be really tricky. And even though I trade it with small size, you know, I had a couple trades where I lost $1 a share on it. All right, well, let's go back to the very first trade of the day. We'll start at the beginning. First trade of the day, PHUN. All right, so PHUN 759 hits the scanners, as you can see right here. I got in at 762. It pops up here to a high of $8. And it ended up coming back down, and I stopped out at 768. So I made about $15 on that first trade of the day. And I was like, all right, well, whatever. First trade of the day. So that was right coming up at 8 a.m. And then immediately Kala, K-A-L-A, hits the scanners. Now you'll see the stock Kala is actually up 47% today, but I'm down 2,000 bucks on it, or 1,700. So it first hits my scanners, and let's see. Let me actually go into the 10-second chart. This will be easier to show you. So on the 10-second chart, you'll see that I jumped in at, let's see, it was 612. So I got in right here. It pops up, micro pullback. I jump in. It pops up to 640. I'm like, all right, we're looking good. And then right here, it dumps to 560. And I stopped out with a $2,000 loss. Now, I did end up recouping a little bit. I had a dip trade on it off of 520 that bounced back up to 560. I made like 200 on that. But, you know, in total, I'm still down on it, down 1,700 bucks. So that was just a disappointing way to start the morning. So that's how I started the day. Kala getting kind of slammed in the red. Next trade, GRI. Now, GRI is interesting because this is a stock that has a super low float. It's been on our scans for a few days. We've been talking about it. And today they had news that they completed their offering. And the offering was at $1.85. So when I pulled it up, I saw that it was at $1.96 roughly. And I was like, okay, I'm getting in 10 cents above the current offering price. this isn't too bad. So I jumped in there. It pops up to 250, took a little profit off the table, and then it just dumps. Big sellers come in, high volume selling, and it's not able to hold. So that was really disappointing. I was like, all right, well, clearly we're seeing some selling on this. So that was GRI. Then we had, so going chronologically, so I had my trades on GRI. Then I had that dip trade on Kala, right? So small trade on that. And then we had BSFC. BSFC, I took my first trade on it at $2.37. And I bought 2,500 shares. Let's see. So this was back over here. It was time 8:30. So it was right in here. So once again, I jumped in, it's popping up, and I got stopped out for a loss. I was like, man, all right, another one chopping out on news. This is really frustrating. But when it curled up right here and started to pull away, I got back in. And I made a little bit of money on it. As you can see, I made $998. It did squeeze up nicely, but it became a grinder. It was thickly traded. It would pop up 7 cents and it would drop 8 cents, and it would pop up another 10 cents and then drop 11 cents. It was just not clean. So I was really getting irritated with this, and got a couple trades on it, and I was like, all right, making my way out of the red, into the green here, but churning a lot of shares in the meantime. Had a couple trades on MLGO with small size, made a little bit on that. And then let's see, I had a little bit of a close call on GOVX. So GOVX comes up on my scans, and I see it moving higher, and I'm like, all right, we've got the daily 200 moving average right up here, but we broke above it. So as it starts to pull away right here, I got in. This is a ridiculous trade. It's just annoying because I just felt like today was so choppy. So I got in this at 440, which was right here. Let me zoom in. So it's squeezing up here, pull back, push higher, pull back, push higher. So I got in right here. It goes up to 450, and then it dumps to 430. And I bought, and immediately I'm down. It goes down to 411, 410. I end up adding at 403. And this was kind of just, at this point, I was so annoyed. I was just like, you know what, whatever. I'll just add and I'll stop out at 4. So when you get to that place in trading, it's not really good. You're getting a little emotional. It ends up curling back up and coming back up here. So, I was like, thank goodness. And I ended up getting out more or less, as you can see, break even. But I was down, and again, I was just feeling so annoyed. And I kind of thought, all right, that was a close call. I could have been down $1,000 or $1,200 on that trade. And at that point I would have been down, $1,500 on the day. Came back up, got out break even. And at that point I was like, I think I should probably be done for the day. This is just too choppy. But then MLGO, kind of tempted me back in as it started to pull away right in this area at 19. So like I said, took a first stab, loss, second stab, loss, third stab, it starts to pull away. Made about 500 on this move up, got myself to green 500 on the day, and then gave it all back as it drops back down here. So sitting down $387 on the day. I mean, at the end of the day, for me as a trader who's already up well over $200,000 on the year, this is a day that just, it's like it doesn't matter. I mean, I came, I showed up, I tried, I did the best I could, and I just couldn't get anything kind of like really like dialed in. It was, and that's what was frustrating, was that I just kept taking kind of stabs, and it was like losing. So after a certain number of losses, you just sort of are like, okay, wow, this is getting really obnoxious. So so I'm calling it here. But I traded a lot on BSFC or whatever that was. And I had, trades on all these others. So my fees and commissions today are probably going to be $600. So I'm probably down $1,000 on the day, which again, it just makes a bad day a little bit worse. But, yesterday was a small green day. I was only up like 800, but then there were fees and commissions on top of that. So at this point, my profit is all from Tuesday, $4,200, $4,500 on Tuesday. That's really what I've got for the week at this point. Yesterday and today cancel each other out. So, it's a little bit disappointing, but there's not a lot I can do about it. I mean, I can manage my risk. I can keep stops tight. I can try to walk away before I overstay my welcome. This isn't a big red day, so that's good, of course, from that perspective. And I think at this point, that's about the best I could do. So that's my recap. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you back at it first thing tomorrow. And I'll remind you, as always, that trading is risky. My results aren't typical, so manage your risk, take it slow, and I'll see you back at it live streaming tomorrow morning. Hopefully, we can finish off the week with Friday with a couple nice trades. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.